Good girl. They're being trained right now. These dogs are highly trained, they're highly motivated, and they're highly paid. Want another beer, Buck? You want some more pay, Bucky? Stay. 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 Unfortunately, we do have an issue with the bike. It won't start. You press the starter button and it goes click, click. So what we're gonna do tomorrow, or yeah, probably tomorrow, not tonight, we're gonna take the seat off. I'm gonna put my jumper box to the fucking battery and see if it does the same thing. If it does, then the battery's bad. But I don't think it's bad because it's been on a battery tender the whole time. I start the bike every month. I started it about 3 weeks ago. It was fine. It's my favorite spot. We're right up next to the river. There's another favorite spot over here. But somebody already had it. This one was available. The only thing that makes that one over there better is there's a hill there. I can bump start the bike easy. There's a hill here too. You can see the road up there, but it's further. You know what I'm saying? I have to push the bike further. You know, we'll bump it. We'll go for a couple rides on it, but you can't shut it off unless you're on top of a hill. So, I'm just getting both of these dogs used to being inside of here together. I used to have 3 dogs. This was not an option, but now I'll have to take both dogs with me when I take the rig. So they're just in there trying to find their spot. The big boy there, he shouldn't have any issues about jumping out. I do have another leash attached in there for him too. But for right now, they're just going to get crossed up with each other. You know, once I sit down in there, that female's going to sit down and pretty much right down on my lap, so to speak. So, and then Buck will go to the far side and I'll clip him in too. They're doing fine. They've got their ear protection and they've got their water. So like I said, this is just a dry test right now, just to get them to feel comfortable in there. I certainly would have went for a ride, but I was so beat down. I probably got about 2 or 3 hours sleep last night after setting up my rig all night, all yesterday, or not all, but it took me 5 hours. I had to spend, you know, 35, 40 minutes with that bike trying to figure out why it won't start. And, you know, I was tracing wires there just to see. We know where the starter is. It's very difficult to get at. I do have the manual here with me. So, you know what I'm saying, it'll at least, you know, I don't even want to go into it right now. We're certainly not going to do it out here in the wilderness. It'd be something that I would do at home. I mean, if it's real bad, which I don't think it is, but if it is, I mean, you got three bolts that I can see that are kind of difficult to get at. I mean, you can get at them, but it ain't easy. And then once you take that off, it's like a guard on the starter. So then we have to go from there. Then you got wires that you have to attach or disconnect and stuff like that. So, you know, it can get kind of intense. It's when these Japanese guys make these bikes, man, those guys have very, very small fingers, to say the least. Fuck. But it is a nice bike. But more than likely, it's the starter. More than likely, I'm the culprit. I have pressed the starter button a few times when the engine was already started and running. Probably 2 or 3 times since I've owned the bike, and maybe that has something to do with why it's fucked up right now. So just inadvertently pushed it. I can remember 3 times that I've did it. Could have been 4 at the most, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's what has caused it. I don't know, but I've had a ear infection all day, a screamer, headache, and probably fever and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I have to keep all the wind off of my ear, and I did that. I feel pretty good right now, but we're gonna stick this jacket on right now. We're gonna put a pair of pants on here pretty soon. I don't know if I'm gonna build a fire tonight or just go with the propane tank tonight. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. I had a beautiful sandwich, capriotti sandwich. I should have bought 2 of them. It'd be so easy to just break that fucker open right now and munch on it. You know, but tonight I'll probably have a bowl of chili or something easy, you know what I'm saying? Tomorrow morning it'll be burgers, steak, and pancakes. What do you think burger is? Hamburger. You think it's chopped ham? No, it's chopped steak. See, he's just in there. You want to leave them in there. You want them to get comfortable in there with each other. Obviously, I'm going to be sitting right there, so we'll see what happens. More than likely, the male will be pushed up into this corner, and the female will be kind of pushed up against me with her head on my lap and shit like that, is what I'm expecting. But they both have to come with me. Like I said, I used to have 3 dogs. Of course, you know it. I had one die on me. But now that with the 2 dogs, you certainly can't leave a dog back at camp. I could, and she would be fine, but because I'm down to 2 dogs, we're going to be taking 2 dogs with us. Yeah, right now I'm in limbo. I've got pretty much all the dogs I want. I really don't want to have 3 dogs, but if I were to stumble upon a good-looking dog, I would take it. Beautiful campsite, isn't it? Beautiful river. This is the east fork of the Sevier River. That's not really a river, but it's beautiful. Being able to hang right here in this area. It's been a cloudy day, threatening to do some serious rain, but very little rain fell. Very little, a couple of drops, some thunderbolts in the distance. I was extremely tired today, so I had to lay down on that cot over there and you know, I fell asleep for a while, which felt really good. Man, I was just so exhausted. Got the rig all set up to go to sleep. So that's kind of nice to have that all done. We were looking for the tape. Everything is all set. We move that all the way forward, and 6'2" guy can sleep in there fully stretched. So plenty of room for 3 people. That would be 1 man and 2 women. Anyways, we're gonna leave those dogs in there for a while. I'm just kicking it, having a beer. Upset that my motorcycle's broke. I really wanted to go on some good rides with that beast, but the bike is 5 years old now. So a lot of times the dudes with these bikes, that's when you start looking into getting another one, because you can't have undependability out on the trail. You know what I'm saying? So even though this here, I'm glad it's happened, you know, when I was loading up the bike yesterday, but even if it happened in a remote area and I was in a bad area where I couldn't bump it, you would push it to an area where you could bump it, and then you would bump it and go. So, and then you would keep it running until you got back. I mean, back in the day, they always put up to maybe like 2014, 15, they always had a Kickstarter on dirt bikes. I can't believe, just to save weight, but mostly to save money, they eliminated the Kickstarter. And that is a very, very, very bad thing, because then you're dependent on that electric starter motor and shit, and you don't want to be dependent on that fucking thing out in the wilderness. Now, who knows? Maybe it's the battery. Tomorrow I'll pop these 2 bolts, slide this seat off, and I'm gonna hook up my jump starter to it, and I'm gonna push that button, and I hope that it starts, because I would hate to have to change that fucking starter. But it's unlikely that it's that, but it could be. Electronics is funny. And also, I was using this is your kill button a lot. I'm not going to use it anymore. It's just something that can short out, and if it gets shorted out and stuck on, that can be potentially a problem. Don't even use it. Act like it's not even there. Just stick it in gear, and then put the brake on, and let the clutch out, and let it die out that way if you have to. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever use it. It's just something that can short out and cause you issues. You know what I'm saying? Especially as the bike gets older. So but I might be, who knows, I might be in the market for another one of these. We'll see. I'll take a look around my dealer. I've got a Yamaha dealer in Helper, Utah. I've got one in Richfield, Utah. And what you do is you buy it up there. You don't pay the sales tax on it. You get the manufacturer statement of origin mailed to you. Boom, you're done. So you don't pay sales tax. And you just don't want to, you want to get away from that fee. That's another $800 that you're saving. Plus, if you get one that's a year old, you can probably get rebates on it. Like I said, this bike here was probably about $10,000, and I bought it for $8,500 out the door. So, because I bought it in 2020. Anyways, just wanted to show you the setup here. And we got the dogs inside the rig. They're just hanging out in there. We got everything in the rig. We can change a tire. We're not doing any mountain biking on this trip, guys. I didn't take the mountain bikes with me. I wish I would have took one of my standard bikes, because what we would have done is hooked the dogs up to the bike and did some riding like that. You know what I'm saying? Very little riding like that. So, but I really don't. I could have put a bike. I've got one of those Yakima bike racks that hooks to the spare tire. You can see the square extension coming out right there. So I've got a Yakima that hooks up right there. I don't mind carrying my regular bikes right there, but I didn't want to put one of my electrics. And there really is no room for an electric bike on here. Now, if I didn't take the dirt bike, I could have put in one of my electric mountain bikes. But next time, I wish I would have took one of those fucking bikes, regular bikes. It'd be nice to get the dogs oriented on. I mean, they were doing it when they were young puppies, you know, 6, 8, 7, 8 months old. But I haven't done it with them since. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't. I mean, that's when I was just taking 2 dogs with me and leaving one at home, and then she got crybaby-ish at home, always howling, and the neighbors complained, so I had to take her with me too. I mean, I had a couple other dogs with her at the house that she was with, but she still wanted to come with us. She knew that she was missing out on the life. So, anyways, we're just gonna kick it tonight, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna build a fire or just go with at some point I will build a fire one evening, but maybe I won't do it tonight. Maybe we'll just do the propane fireplace tonight. I don't know. I've got options. I need more wood than that. I need big. There was a bunch of this little wood. Shit, I'll burn through that. I'll burn through that by fucking 9 o'clock, and then what do I got? Nothing. So we can't do that. We're gonna have to you can see some shit has changed here. They got a fence there. You see the fence in front of us, the wood fence? It's to block ATVs from crossing the river right there. There's another one on the other side of the river. Now, you could go around it if you wanted to, but they don't want you driving through there. You know, the people that lease this, they don't own it, they just lease it from the BLM, Bureau of Land Management, for their cattle. They pay grazing fees for their cattle. So, but they can call the shots. They don't want anybody going across the river. I mean, all day long ATVs would just cross back and forth. You know, like there's like a big circle here that you can kind of ride. Simple circle for simple people. It's great to ride through it. I was gonna, I came down here because I was gonna drive through if this campsite was taken. And even if it wasn't taken, and it wasn't taken, but I wanted to check out the other one because, like I said, there's a hill real close to it, and I can bump start the motorcycle real easy there. Just push up that hill that's right there next to the campsite, and then coast down and bump it. Anyways, just wanted to show you the system. Good girl, stay. Good girl, good boy, stay. That's how you get them adapted. They've both been in there, obviously. The big boy's been in there many times. She's been in there many times too, but not recently. And they have never been in there together. I've never taken 2 dogs at once. I've only taken one at a time. So we're going to be taking 2 dogs with us. You know, we got the binoculars here. We've got the cell phone mount set up for the stereo system. We've got all the jack with us. We've got the ability to change a tire. We got the impact wrench, breaker bar, the right sockets, the whole shebang and shooting match. I'm gonna let you go, guys.